please comment below. I must be disciplined. I must be disciplined. If you are serious about leveling up your life, you got to be disciplined. If you're serious about making progress with your goals, you must maintain discipline. If you're serious about reinventing yourself, if you're serious about revolutionizing your existence, you're stepping into a new lifestyle, you're aiming to accomplish a specific objective, you have to maintain discipline, right? You have to be consistent with the things that matter. What I've learned is nobody will take you seriously until you are consistent. You got to show up. Even on the days when you don't necessarily feel like showing up, you have to continue to press towards where you aim to be in life. I know I'm preaching to the choir right now, but a lot of times we often forget, or in some cases, we get distracted and our focus is robbed from us. In fact, it's not uncommon for us to be distracted. The average person is distracted in their day to day. In fact, I got a couple of statistics that I want to read off to us, right? I was reading a poll the other day on Gallup where it mentioned that they discovered over 51% of employees that were surveyed expressed that they were disengaged at work. Here's another statistic. According to the publication Fortune, Americans check their phones on average, catch this, 144 times per day. That's nearly every 12 minutes you're pulling out your smartphone device to check your notifications. And then they also said Americans spend on average 4 hours and 25 minutes each and every single day on their phone. Then I looked at some statistics as it relates to gyms, right? I know many people have fitness goals and things that they're aiming to do physically. Here's a few statistics. Surprisingly, 67% of members never use their membership. And the average cost for memberships is $58 per month. Now think about that. They're throwing away money, right? Throwing away money, never utilizing their gym membership. Not only that, but it also says 50% of new members, they quit within the first 6 months, right? Now, there's a number of factors that play in these statistics, right? But in a lot of cases, what I believe happens is that we often lose focus on what we want. We often get distracted, right? Whether it's digital distractions, whether it's the latest trend, maybe it's a TikTok dance, right? Something you see on social media, or in some cases, it may be discouragement that distracts us. It may be fear that distracts us. It may be our past, our trauma that distracts us. And we stop building that momentum towards our goals. But we have to keep in mind that we need focus and intentionality to succeed at anything. In fact, comment below if you would, please, family, if you're picking up what I'm putting down, focus and intentionality. It's imperative that we remain focused and stay locked in on what we want. And you have to be intentional. In other words, lead into every single day with successful intentions. Because what I've learned is this: success is always the result of an ordered life, right? What do we mean by ordered life, D1? An ordered life comes through organized thinking and carefully controlled habits that keep you aligned with where you aim to be in life. Again, organized thoughts and then carefully controlled habits that keep you aligned with where you aim to be in life. To live an extraordinary life is all about you maintaining focus and dedicating yourself to continuous growth and doing the things that matter the most. In other words, you have to stay consistent with the things that are aligned with where you aim to be in life and the experiences that you're aiming to have. Now, when we lose focus, we miss out on opportunities. We stunt our growth and our progress. And in a lot of cases, we find ourselves living a life that is lacking purpose. And we don't want to fall into that category. We don't want to be average, right? Like I mentioned earlier, 51% of people that do the work that they do every single day, they're disengaged, lacking a sense of purpose. So how do we get focused, D1? Michelle, I'm glad you asked this question. Bruce, I'm glad you went there with that inquiry, right? What's going to help us maintain focus is understanding what focus is on a fundamental level. Everybody comment below. Focus is a skill. Focus is a skill. Now, due to the fact that focus is a skill, that means the more that you do it, the better you get at it. The more you practice it, the more progress you're going to make with it. Meaning you have to be intentional about exercising your focus muscles. You have to maintain that mental discipline. We talked about this a couple weeks ago. Maintaining that mental discipline so you can develop the skill set of keeping your mind, your eyes, and your attention locked in on where you want to be. Now, here's our daily objective. If you're taking notes, write these 3 things down. I'll highlight them and then I'll briefly talk about many things and kind of dissect them on some practical things that we can do to enhance these 3 daily objectives. But number 1, you want to curate what you give your attention to. Number 2, you have to rewire the way that you think. Then number 3, you want to create an environment that supports your success. Let me repeat those again and for those that are taking notes. Number 1, curate what you are giving attention to. Number 2, rewire the way that you think. And then number 3, create an environment that supports your success. If we had time, we'd break that down. Not just success, but your success, Larry, because my success may look different from your success. Your success may look different from someone else, but you have to define what your success is and create an environment that supports that. That's not today's message, but I thought I'd throw that in there for free, okay? Let's get to number 1, okay? Curate what you give attention to. Now, what's going to help us do this? Everybody comment below the word clarity. We have to have clarity. Are you clear on what you really want out of life? Are you clear on why you want what it is, what you want, right? Are you crystal clear on what direction you're aiming to take your life, right? Because if you have no sense of direction, ultimately you'll end up all over the place. You have to establish a sense of clarity. What are your goals? What experiences are you aiming to have? And what ways are you aiming to grow and improve and develop yourself? What are some of the things that you're aiming to obtain or accomplish? You have to create a sense of clarity. Ultimately, this clarity that you're going to start creating for yourself is going to build a value system for you. And I believe it was Roy Disney that once said, once you know what your values are, it's not hard to make decisions. In many cases, we're making all types of decisions and ending up all over the place because we don't have a sense of what it is that we value, so to speak, right? So ultimately, it starts with us getting clear on what it is that we're aiming to accomplish. Now, when it comes to us curating what we're giving our focus, where we're directing our attention, this starts first thing in the morning. Everybody comment below, first thing. Think about this for a moment, okay? Now, this may resonate with us, or this may make us feel some type of way. I may be coming and attacking some people, so to speak, right? In a kind way. But what do you do first thing in the morning when you wake up? The average person opens up their cell phone device, right? Their alarm goes off and then they begin to look through text messages. Maybe they listen to a voicemail. Maybe they're on social media, diving through emails, whatever the case may be. They see something on their news feed that doesn't it rubs them the wrong way, excuse me. And ultimately, they're in a position where they're now vulnerable to whatever it is that's being input into their mind, right? They're consuming something. And when you wake up first thing in the morning, family, it's important to understand your mind is extremely suggestible. Your brainwave patterns are receiving whatever it is that you're putting into your mind, right? And it's digesting it. And in many cases, we see things that we don't necessarily agree with, or it may not put us in the best mental state. So if we wake up in the morning and we're easily distracted by something that we see on our cell phone, or we're rubbed the wrong way by something that we don't like or enjoy or agree with, imagine how that sets the tone for our day, right? If you start your day with a negative frame of mind, then don't wonder why you're stepping into opportunities with a negative perspective. What's very important as we curate what we direct our focus towards is that first thing in the morning, you dedicate time with you connecting with yourself, you connecting with your goals and your vision. If you believe in a higher power, you connecting with your God and the person that you serve, right? Ultimately, you want to wake up and put yourself in the best possible position to be aligned with what it is that you're aiming to experience and the purpose that you're aiming to fulfill, right? For me personally, I wake up, I meditate, I do a devotion, I have a visualization and a meditation practice. If you're in the mastermind, you know where I'm going with this. We've broken down this thing step by step. And ultimately, it primes me to stay focused on what matters the most, right? I don't go on social media or check text messages until I'm done training at the gym, right? Because I want to protect my energy first thing in the morning. I want to create a focus around what it is that I'm aiming to accomplish and experience. I want to curate what is worthy of my attention. Because again, when I wake up in the morning, and the same is true for you, your mind is extremely suggestible and it's going to set the tone for the rest of your day. So if I can win the morning, I can put myself in the best possible position to win the day. In fact, comment below, win the morning, win the day. You want to curate what is worthy of your focus and your attention. Now, I'll say this, something practical that we can begin to do is to invest in adopting an effective morning routine that's going to set you up for success. Now, I tell many people, it's not about doing what is right? It's about doing what's right for you. Many people say, well, D1, what do you do? I just share what I did, but you have to find what works best for you. It may be meditation, it may be visualization, it may be journaling, it may be yoga, it may be you going for a brief walk, right? It may be you speaking affirmations. Whatever it is, experiment and find what works best for you. But the key is for you to start your day where you can develop clarity, you have a sense of peace, right? And you create a successful intention that aligns you with your vision, your purpose, and your goals. And you have to be intentional about this because we all know life be lifing sometimes. And if you're not careful, your morning time can be robbed from you. So you have to be diligent and intentional about creating space every single morning to direct your attention and your focus towards the things that are aligned with your vision, your purpose, and your goals. That's number one. Number two is this: rewire the way that you think. Here's why this is important, family. Because self-discipline begins with the mastery of your thoughts. If you're not in control of what it is that you think, you won't be in control of how you show up and how you behave. What often happens is we lack discipline or we stop being consistent with our goals and our dreams simply because we haven't learned to master our mindset. But you have to keep in mind, family, in the same way that you can talk yourself out of doing something, you can also talk yourself into doing something, right? Instead of focusing on what you have to give up as it relates to you building that vision, you're working towards a goal, whether you're trying to climb the corporate ladder, you're trying to accomplish something in your professional life, or you're running a business, whatever you're working towards. Instead of you focusing on what you have to give up, direct your focus towards what you have to gain, what you can acquire. Instead of wanting or expecting perfection, you want to focus on progress. In fact, this is something that's really going to enhance our discipline. I think where many people struggle is that we often expect perfection as it relates to us working towards a particular goal. And because you're expecting perfection, this is getting in the way of you being consistent because you think it's supposed to look a certain type of way. If you make mistakes, you start feeling some type of way. And before you know it, you talk yourself out of doing the things that you really are passionate about. But you have to give yourself permission to make mistakes and step into it with the understanding that it doesn't have to be perfect, right? It's about you taking the journey of growth and improvement. And as you continue to take steps, you're going to level up and get better at what it is that you're working towards. But you have to I don't know why that's hard for me to say this morning, rewire the way that you think and begin to align your thoughts with what it is that you're aiming to experience. In other words, think constructively. This is going to help you show up productively, right? So many times we talk ourselves out of doing things because it makes us uncomfortable, it's challenging, it's difficult, or you're face to face with fear. But nonetheless, the battle is won right here in your mind. Of course, we all experience those times when we don't feel like showing up. We all experience those moments when we don't feel like being consistent. But in those moments, you have to conquer yourself. Everybody comment below, conquer yourself. And when you rewire the way that you think, you'll put yourself in position to keep moving forward. That's number two. Number three, and we'll take it home, family. Curate an environment that supports your success. Again, curate an environment that supports your success. Here's some practical things that we could begin to do. Find an accountability partner that's going to help support your vision, that's going to hold you accountable to show up consistently. Maybe join a community, right? A mastermind, an online group that have the same vision as you, that have the same goals as you. Surrounding yourself with the people that are working towards what it is that you're aiming to work towards or heading in the same direction that you're going is going to enhance who you are. And in many ways, like I mentioned earlier, it's going to hold you accountable to consistently show up. You want to make sure you're positioning yourself and surrounding yourself with people that are speaking the same language of success that you're aiming to experience, right? Because what they have is going to rub off on you. In essence, what we have to learn to do, and this can be challenging in many cases, family, you have to disconnect from the old in order to connect with something new. Now, the old may be comfortable, the old may be familiar, and the new may be challenging, and the new may create some experiences that are unknown. But nonetheless, old keys are not going to open up new doors. For you to experience new levels of success, for you to experience new outcomes and greater results, you've got to disconnect from the old. And when you surround yourself with people, again, that are heading in the same direction, when you enter into spaces that are aligned with where you want to be and the person that you aim to become, it's going to force you to level up. It's going to help you maintain that discipline because these are the standards that these groups and these environments are creating. So you want to surround yourself with people that have the standards of success that you've created for your personal life. You want to make sure you're entering into spaces that have the same value system as you, right? Whether you're building something from the ground up, whether you're aiming to reinvent yourself, whether you're trying to create a new lifestyle, whatever you're aiming to adopt, whatever you're aiming to create for your life, surround yourself with people that have that same vision, that same purpose, and the same goals as you. And as you create this environment for success, it's going to help you maintain discipline. But nonetheless, as we've talked about many things during this discussion, there's three things that we can focus on. Again, I'll wrap it up by saying these three things. Curate what you give your attention to. Rewire the way that you think. And then create an environment that supports your success. The name of the game is discipline, family. We got to maintain discipline. And that's our call to action this week. As you establish your goals, I'm hoping that we've already done this for the week. As you've established your goals, here's the challenge. Stay disciplined. Stay disciplined. There's going to be moments when you don't feel like showing up, but show up anyway. There's going to be moments when you feel like talking yourself out of doing things. Talk yourself into doing it. There's going to be moments when you may experience fear or you're intimidated to step into a new environment. I want you to lead with courage and continue to press towards where you aim to be. Maintain discipline. It's time for us to graduate from being amateurs and become professionals. I saw a quote the other day that said amateurs show up when they feel like it, but professionals show up every single day because it's their job. It's their duty. It's time for you to operate with that type of mindset. It's my obligation to show up for this opportunity. I've got to maintain discipline so I can level up my life. Again, develop that clarity around where you want to be, the person that you're aiming to become, and make the executive decision. I'm going to commit myself to it this week. I'm going to commit myself toward this vision. I'm going to commit myself towards putting in the work because I understand my measure of success is always determined by my strengths and the effort that I apply towards the vision that I have. So I've got to maintain discipline to keep building momentum towards the success that I envision. If you slid into this broadcast and I was unable to give you a shout out, be sure to comment below. And if in fact this is your first time, or maybe it's your first time in a long time, put a number 1 in the chat and then your first name afterward. I'll be sure to shout you out before we wrap up today's broadcast. Again, put a number 1 in the chat and then your first name afterward. Missed a bunch of comments. Nothing personal. Your boy was just in the zone. Yes, Angel, focus is a skill. Michelle, focus is a skill. Mr. McGuire's in the building. My brother, hope all is well with you. Yes, sir. Focus is a skill. JJ, great day to you, sis. I'm hoping all is well with you. We got to connect soon. Blake is in the building. My brother, salute. We got to connect and catch up, brother. Salute. Nicole's in the building. ATL, my phenomenal sister. Great day to you. Who else we got in here? Maintain discipline. Absolutely. Bruce, for sure. Yes, I see you, JJ. One of the original dream catchers back to the Periscope days. Again, I'm glad to have you tapped in live, JJ. Hoping all is well. With that being said, family, if we have yet to connect on other platforms, what are we waiting for? Be sure to connect with your boy. I'm at D1 Gibson, including Instagram, Facebook, again, Twitter, now known as X. I'm on LinkedIn, and then be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's where all the long form content is available. That's youtube.com/David Gibson. Visit the website, elevationisAmust.com. Take advantage of all the free resources that are available that will help you level up, develop a successful mindset, and adopt some success habits that will align you with your vision, your purpose, and your goals. Now, if you were picking up what I was putting down during this broadcast, put some fist in the chat below. Let me know that you were receiving what we were discussing. Mr. Hibbler's in the building. Greetings, my brother. Keep being legendary. Focus is a skill. Glad to have you tapped in live. Hope all is well with you and the fam. Super Savvy is in the building. Virgin Islands. Salute and blessings to you as well. Absolutely, Blake. We got to catch up, man. I see you making moves, brother. Keep building. Now, with that being said, as you guys are putting the fist up in the chat below, I see them coming in. Listen, share this out with the people that you care about. You never know how something that we discussed during today's conversation can benefit somebody that you are connected to. So share this out on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, as well as Twitter, now known as X. I'm going to keep calling it Twitter, though. But nonetheless, family, as we wrap up this stream and broadcast, if you find yourself in a difficult situation or a challenging experience, come real close to your cell phone device. I want to talk to you personally. Now, understand this. You got a vision. You have a goal. Keep pressing towards it. I understand it's difficult, but just because it's difficult doesn't mean it's impossible. You got to keep persisting until you succeed. As it gets rougher, you got to get tougher and keep pushing and marching towards the vision that you have been given, right? That vision has been poured into you. It's your personal responsibility to make it your reality. What's going to help you make it your reality is you first and foremost mastering your mindset. That's where the battle is won, like I mentioned earlier, okay? You got to conquer yourself. Once you notify your mind, hey, we in this thing to win it, everything else is going to work out. It may not happen all in one day, but if you keep pushing one day, it will happen. But nonetheless, you got to win the battle right here in your mind and keep persisting until you succeed. Now, if you're hearing this on the receiving end, you're like, D1, it sounds good, it sounds amazing, but you have no idea what I'm personally up against. In fact, my back is up against the wall. I'm experiencing the most difficult challenge of my life. Come real close to your cell phone. I, again, want to talk to you personally. I may not know what it is that you're up against. I may not know what it is that you're currently facing, but what I do know is this. Whatever stands in front of you and whatever stands behind you, it has nothing compared to the power that's at work within you. So you got to stand up with that power. You have to make the executive decision. I'm moving my life forward by any means necessary. Who am I talking to this morning? Comment below. By any means necessary. They haven't believed in me, but I'm going to keep pushing. The odds are stacked against me. I'm going to keep pressing. I got rejected and told no. I'm going to keep striving. I'm going to keep digging deeper. I'm going to jump higher. I'm going to reach further. I'm going to do more. I'm going to become so great that they can't ignore me. That's the mindset that you got to have, family. Go get what's got your name on it. The ball's in your court. What you going to do? That's the question. And I want you to answer that question with determination. I don't know who that's for, but I felt somebody needed to hear those empowering words. Take it, receive it, apply it to your life as you step into this week's opportunities. Now, if nobody else tells you that they love you today, remember, your brother from another mother, D1 Gibson, has nothing but love for each and every single one of you. With all of that being said, family, thank you for joining. Thank you for tapping in during this broadcast. Again, share this out with the people that you care about. We'll be back at it next week, Monday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But in the meantime, be effective, be successful, live with some passion, and most importantly, 3 pounds to your chest. 1, 2, 3. Be powerful. Have a phenomenal Monday, family. Peace. I can hear the
Message loud and clear, I'm gonna make it. I can see my shot is here, so now I'm gonna take it. Gotta get up, get out, time to stand up, get loud, time to rise up off the floor. And I'm stronger than ever now, can't hold me down no more. I'm waking up, 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 I'm waking up. So I'ma do it right now, yeah, I'ma do it right now.